It's inconceivable, I know the Fed very well, that they can be spending $2.7 billion to build a building. They don't do anything.
Agitators within the Trump administration have for weeks flogged a Federal Reserve office renovation as a pretext to harass Chairman Jerome Powell. Now comes the lawfare.
This does not make me happy to do. Perjury is a very serious charge.
The complaint in MAGA quarters is that the renovation of several office buildings in the Fed's Washington, D.C. campus is running way over budget. The cost is said to total some $2.5 billion, up from a $1.9 billion estimate when the refurbishment started. As to the kind of things going into the project, a newly published video on the Fed's YouTube channel shows blast-resistant windows, reinforced walls, installation of elevators, and a whole bunch of other stuff, all while preserving the building's existing historic features. Unsurprisingly, it's not the first government building project to run over budget. And if you think this cost overrun matters more than most to the federal budget, let's not forget the few decimal points and commas in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Nope, this kerfuffle is pure pretext.
Accordingly, it is my pleasure and my honor to announce my nomination of Jerome Powell to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. Congratulations, Jeff.
Since Mr. Powell's appointment, Mr. Trump has found the Fed chairman to be, shall we say, less pliable than expected.
This guy is a numbskull. He keeps the rates too high.
Mr. Trump wants Mr. Powell to cut interest rates to help the economy, despite stubbornly elevated inflation.
I call him too late. He's too late all the time. He should have lowered interest rates many times.
He's also annoyed that the Fed chief keeps warning that monetary officials must monitor the economic consequences of Mr. Trump's tariffs to make sure they don't become inflationary.
All inflation forecasts for the United States went up materially as a consequence of the tariffs. So we're simply taking some time. As long as the U.S. economy is in solid shape, we think the prudent thing to do is to wait and learn more and see what those effects might be.
Fortunately, for now, cooler heads have prevailed on Mr. Trump not to fire Mr. Powell in a dispute that's clearly about monetary policy.
He has no plans to fire the Fed chair, but he has been very transparent in expressing his displeasure with Jerome Powell's management of the Fed and also his policies.
Mr. Powell would likely sue if Mr. Trump tried to fire him, and he might well win since the Supreme Court has signaled that it's disinclined to extend presidential power that far. But the financial market disruption, should such a case chug its way through the courts, would likely be considerable.
The consequence of firing a Fed chair just because political people don't agree with that economic decision will be to undermine the credibility of the United States going forward.
This is the reason, and the only reason, why Mr. Trump and those close to him are interested in the Fed office building. Some of them think Mr. Powell's putative mismanagement of the building project could provide grounds to fire Mr. Powell for cause.
I want to get your take on what's cause to fire him.
Well, I don't want to get any specifics, and I would refer you to the White House and to the lawyers. I would say, from my perspective, I do believe that there is for cause. But I can say personally that, I've been in construction my whole life. I have never seen a construction site like this one.
Weeks ago, Mr. Pulte called for an investigation into testimony Mr. Powell gave to a Senate Banking Committee hearing, in which he told senators some of the more controversial parts of the renovation plan, such as a VIP dining room or rooftop beehives, aren't being built, although they were included in the zoning application. Then on July 21st, Representative Anna Paulina Luna referred Mr. Powell to the Justice Department.
18 U.S. Code 1001 says that anyone who lies to Congress or perjures himself, it comes with up to $250,000 fine and up to 7 years in prison. But ultimately, this has to do with the renovations that Powell greenlit without the authority or oversight.
The Congresswoman is trying to criminalize something that at its core is an argument over monetary policy. Mr. Powell's term as chair ends next May, and it's certain he won't be reappointed.
Good afternoon.
But whatever Mr. Powell's rhetorical inexactitude, it's madness to create a new precedent for prosecuting officials for policy disagreements. Doing so is the road to the hyper-politicized monetary policy of somewhere like Argentina.
I think he's done a bad job, but he's going to be out pretty soon anyway. In eight months, he'll be out.